I found out my fiancé was cheating on me just days before we were supposed to get married. So I raised a glass to the guy she ditched at our rehearsal meal, then called off the whole thing and left while everyone just stared in disbelief. I'm writing this from my new apartment in Nairobi, 3 months after I completely upended my life in Lagos. I would do it again. To give you some background, I'm a 32-year-old investment banker at one of the largest firms in West Africa. I worked hard to reach this level, coming from humble beginnings in Mushin, and earned a full scholarship to study in South Africa. I fought my way to the top. I don't take things lightly. I don't believe in second chances, and I certainly don't forgive betrayal. I was engaged to Amara, 29, who owned 3 fashion boutiques in Victoria Island. On paper, we were the epitome of a power couple in Lagos, the kind that gets featured in lifestyle articles. We had been together for 5 years, engaged for 1. Our wedding was supposed to be the highlight of the season, with 500 guests at Echco Hotel. Her dress cost more than most cars. We had our honeymoon booked in Mauritius. Everything seemed perfect until I decided to return home early from a conference, leading to a shocking discovery. I had been attending an investment banking conference in Johannesburg, scheduled to return on Sunday evening. However, after closing a significant deal on Friday worth $50 million, which would secure my promotion to VP, I decided to surprise my fiancé. So, I changed my flight and landed at Myrtle Mohammed Airport on Saturday morning without telling anyone I was back. I took an Uber to our penthouse apartment, which I had purchased in cash 2 years prior. I remember everything about stepping inside, with our playlist echoing from the sound system. Her YSL heels were by the door, and then I saw a pair of men's sneakers that I didn't recognize. From the living room, I heard her laugh, the kind she made when she was really excited. I had heard it 1,000 times before, but this time it wasn't for me. I moved quietly, my phone already recording. What I saw froze me in place. Amara was with another man on our white leather couch, the one she insisted cost 8 million naira. Both were half naked and going at it like animals. Her back was to me, his face buried in her chest. I stood there for 47 seconds, recording everything. Their movements, their sounds, the way she threw her head back, and the tattoo on his arm, a tribal design that looked familiar but I couldn't place. They were so absorbed in each other that they didn't notice me. I could have stayed longer, but I quietly backed out, took my weekend bag, left my keys on the kitchen counter, and vanished. No confrontation, no drama, no chance for her to twist the situation. I walked out of that apartment and her life. In the immediate aftermath, my phone started blowing up within an hour. First a text. "Baby, where did you go?" Thought I heard something, followed by calls from Ken. I watched them ring through while sitting in Kofi's living room in Lekki, nursing a bottle of Hennessy. Kofi, my younger brother, knew something was wrong the moment he saw me. I showed him the video. He watched it once, poured himself a drink, and said, "That's Amika." The name hit me like a slap. Ama, her ex from the University of Lagos. The one who broke her heart when he moved to London for his master's degree. She swore he meant nothing when he started commenting on her Instagram posts 6 months ago. Kofi told me he had been back for months and showed me evidence on Instagram. Pictures from her boutique's opening and her birthday dinner, which I had missed because of work. My phone kept ringing with messages from Amara begging me to pick up, saying it wasn't what I thought, that she could explain everything, and pleading for me to not do anything crazy. I turned off my phone and began planning. On Sunday morning, I turned my phone back on to find 237 missed calls and hundreds of messages. Not just from Amara, but from her sisters, friends, and even her father, Chief Okafor, leaving a stern voicemail. I ignored them all and got to work. I called my lawyer to document everything and discuss my options. The apartment was solely in my name, purchased before our engagement. The joint accounts held about 10 million naira, which I could afford to lose. I spoke with the wedding planner, who informed me I would lose deposits but could cancel most things. The 25 million naira I spent was gone, but I considered it a lesson for not recognizing who she really was. I also canceled our trip to Mauritius and accepted the loss. By Sunday afternoon, Amara escalated her efforts. She showed up at Kofi's place, crying and wailing at the gate. Security called to ask if they should let her in, but I told them to say I wasn't there. I watched her on the security monitor. She looked rough, no makeup, her hair wrapped in a scarf, wearing one of my old t-shirts. She stayed there for 2 hours in the Lagos sun, calling and texting. Her messages shifted from apologies to anger. saying I was throwing away 5 years over one mistake and demanding I face her like a man. That last message made me laugh. She was calling me out for embarrassing her. Monday came, and I walked into my office at Marina like nothing had happened. I told my boss I needed to postpone the wedding due to family issues, and he didn't pry, probably sensing my mood. Around lunchtime, security called again. Amara was in the lobby causing a scene. I instructed them to call the police if she didn't leave. She left, but the harassment continued. Her sisters started contacting my mom in Abuja. Her friends flooded my social media. Everyone seemed to have the same message. I was overreacting, it was just a mistake, and I should think about the wedding and our families. No one said to consider the betrayal or disrespect, or the fact that she had been with another man in the home I built. On Tuesday, I met with the wedding planner and explained there was a change of plans for the rehearsal dinner. I wanted to give a speech and requested a special toast with a projection screen. She smiled, thinking it was romantic. Of course. A video montage of your relationship, she said. On Wednesday, Amara's father came into town, but he didn't come to my office out of pride. Instead, he sent one of his associates to arrange a meeting at Echo Club, but I didn't go. On Thursday, just 2 days before the wedding, Amara sent her best friend, Kem, to confront me at the gym. She was falling apart, Kem said while I was lifting weights. She hadn't eaten or slept, and her boutiques were suffering. I looked her in the eye and asked, "Did you know?" When she asked what, I hit her with the truth. That Amara was with Amma. Kem's face revealed everything, she knew. "You all knew," I said, grabbing my towel. "And nobody thought to tell me? What kind of friend are you?" I left her there and hit the showers. My phone had 12 new messages when I got out, and I deleted them all without reading them. The rehearsal dinner took place on Friday night at Echo Hotel, where 150 of our closest friends and family gathered for what they thought was a celebration. I arrived an hour late on purpose, letting them wonder if I would show. I walked in wearing a stylish Tom Ford suit, looking sharp. Every head turned. Amara rushed over, looking stunning in a white dress, expertly made up to hide her stress, but I could see the fear in her eyes. "Baby," she whispered, gripping my arm. I smiled and kissed her cheek for the crowd, telling her we could talk after my toast. Relief washed over her face. She thought I was there to forgive her. The dinner proceeded as planned. I played my part, shook hands, smiled for photos, and accepted congratulations. Chief Okafor watched me closely from the high table, probably wondering if I would cause trouble. Oh, I was planning to make a scene. When dessert was served, I stood up and tapped my champagne glass, quieting the room. "Good evening, everyone," I began, my voice steady. "I want to thank you all for being here tonight to support Amara and me as we prepare for tomorrow." Smiles surrounded me. Amara beamed, likely thinking I was about to express my love. 5 years ago, I met this incredible woman at a friend's party. She was wearing a red dress, laughing at something on her phone, and I knew then that I wanted to get to know her. The crowd cooed. Amara dabbed her eyes. We built something wonderful together, traveled the world, and supported each other's dreams. I bought us a home, and we planned a future. I paused and took a sip of champagne. Last Saturday, I came home early from Johannesburg to surprise her. The room fell silent. Amara's smile faltered. I found her in our living room on the couch we picked out together with Amika and Wosu. Gasps filled the air, and whispers spread. Amara's color drained. "Some of you know Amma," I continued, keeping my voice calm. "Her ex-boyfriend who recently returned from London. The one she insisted was just a friend." "Please," Amara started, but I raised my hand to silence her. "I'm not finished." I pulled out my phone and connected it to the projection system. "I thought you all should see what I witnessed. What made me realize the woman I was about to marry is not who I thought she was." Chief Okafor stood up, furious. I hit play, and the video filled the screen behind me. The quality was impeccable, showcasing everything. Amara's naked back, their movements, the sounds she made, and Amika's face confirming his identity. The room erupted. Women screamed, men shouted, and Amara's mother fainted into her husband's arms. I paused to let it sink in before shutting it off. "The wedding is cancelled," I announced amid the chaos. "Amara, you can keep the ring. Consider it payment for services rendered over 5 years. Amika, you can keep her, but just know she cheated on you back in university. Ask her about Professor Autobio." Amara was sobbing now, mascara running. Her father was forcing his way through the crowd, furious. "One more thing," I said, backing toward the exit. I've already informed the vendors. Anyone who wants their gifts back can contact my lawyer. His cards are on the table by the door. I walked out as Chief Okafor reached the stage, his curses following me into the night. For the next 2 days, my phone was off. When I finally turned it on Sunday evening, I had over 1,000 messages. I read none of them, just cleared the notifications. Kofi filled me in on the fallout. The video went viral in Lagos Society WhatsApp groups. Amara ended up hospitalized for exhaustion, which was code for a mental breakdown. Ama's family went into damage control mode, while Chief Okafor declared I was dead to him. My mother disowned me, then retracted it, only to disown me again. I didn't care about any of it. On Monday morning, I returned to work. My boss called me in and shut the door. I heard about the weekend, he said carefully. It's handled. He scrutinized me for a moment. The Johannesburg deal is closed, signed, and delivered. Good, I replied. He leaned back. There's a VP position opening in our Nairobi office. Interested? It was the best news I'd heard all week. That evening, while I was packing at home, the doorbell rang. I checked the camera and saw a woman I didn't recognize, early 30s, beautiful, a designer. Yes, I said. My name is Adza. Alma was my fiancée. Can we talk? I let her in and offered her some wine. She sat on my couch, the one I hadn't thrown out, and shared her story. She and Amika had been together for 3 years, and he proposed 6 months ago, right when he started getting involved with Amara again. Their wedding was planned for December. I knew something was off, she said. He was always busy, always had meetings, but I trusted him. They always do, I responded. She laughed bitterly. I saw the video in my cousin's WhatsApp. Imagine finding out that way. We talked for 2 hours, and I provided her with more evidence, including screenshots of Amara's deleted Instagram stories that showed the dates and times he was supposed to be elsewhere. She took notes like the lawyer she was. I'm going to destroy him, she declared. Finally, I agreed, and she prepared for her own battle. It turned out Amika's family had substantial money, particularly in oil, and their reputation was crucial. She systematically dismantled him, sending the video to his family WhatsApp group, informing his employer about his character issues, and publicly calling off the wedding due to infidelity with a known escort. That last part was poetic justice. She even used Amara's past against them. I didn't feel bad about any of it. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. 3 weeks after the wedding debacle, Amara's life began to unravel. Her boutiques catered to Lagos high society, politicians, celebrities, and influencers. People who had seen her naked on that projection screen and shared the video with laughing emojis. Sales plummeted. Her flagship store in Victoria Island, which usually had a waiting list, was now empty. Her Instagram engagement dropped as followers unfollowed her in droves. She tried to regain control by posting about supporting women through mistakes and the importance of forgiveness, but no one was interested. Things took a turn for the worse when her biggest investor, who was married to the Minister of Finance and was present at the rehearsal dinner, pulled their funding immediately due to reputational concerns. Without that support, Amara couldn't maintain inventory or pay rent on 3 prime locations. Within 6 weeks, she closed 2 boutiques and struggled to keep the third afloat. I watched everything from a distance, feeling nothing but satisfaction. Meanwhile, my career was thriving. The Johannesburg deal had impressed the global partners, and the Nairobi position came with a 40% salary increase, a housing allowance, and a clear path to managing director. I spent my last weeks in Lagos tying up loose ends, sold the tainted apartment for a profit. Lagos real estate is wild. Shipped my belongings to Kenya, and cut ties with anyone who revealed their true colors during the drama. My family eventually came around. My mother called, crying, saying she just wanted me to be happy. I told her I was. But what about marriage? Children? You're 32, she said. I'll marry someone who deserves it, I replied. Not a woman who can't remain faithful. She gasped at my language but didn't argue. The night before I left for Nairobi, Amara sent one last desperate message. I know you hate me. I know I destroyed everything, but I loved you. What we had was real. Alma was a mistake, a moment of weakness. I was stressed about the wedding, the business, everything. He was there, and you were always working. I'm not making excuses, just explaining. I'll regret this for the rest of my life. I hope someday you can forgive me. I hope you find happiness. I stared at the message for a long moment before typing my response. What we had was real to me, but it was a game to you. You didn't accidentally end up in bed with him. You made a choice. Multiple choices over months. Every time you met him, every text you sent, every lie you told me, those were choices. You're not sorry for what you did. You're sorry you got caught. That difference is everything. I don't hate you. Hate implies I still care. I feel nothing for you. You're just another Lagos girl who thought she could have it all. You gambled with my trust and lost everything. Don't contact me again. If you do, I'll release the other videos. Yes, there's more than one. Your apartment security cameras are very good. Goodbye, Amara. Enjoy Amma. You both deserve each other. I blocked her number and deleted our entire message history. 5 years erased in 5 seconds. It's been 3 months now. I'm writing this from my penthouse in Westlands, Nairobi. The view is breathtaking, the work is rewarding, and I feel at peace. I heard through the grapevine that Amara's last boutique closed, and she moved back to her parents' house in Abuja. Amika lost his job and family connections. They are no longer together, having blamed each other for the fallout. Last week, while at a rooftop bar in Westlands, I noticed a guy sitting alone, staring at his phone with a familiar lost expression. Let me guess, I said, sliding into the seat beside him. You caught her cheating? He looked up, surprised. How did you know? I told him I'd been in the same situation. We shared a drink while he recounted his story. His girlfriend of 3 years was caught with his best friend, and their wedding was in 2 months. What should I do? He asked. You know what to do, I replied. You just need the courage to follow through. Don't be a fool. Don't take her back. Don't let her tears deceive you. Once a cheater, always a cheater. But I love her, he said. No, you love who you thought she was. That person doesn't exist. The real her is the one who cheated and lied to your face. Would you stay with that person? He shook his head. Then you have your answer. Burn it down and start fresh. Trust me, the best revenge is living well without them. We finished the bottle and exchanged numbers. He texted me a week later to say he called off the wedding and kicked her out, focusing on himself. Another brother saved. As for me, I'm not interested in dating right now. Maybe someday I'll meet someone worth trusting, but for now, I'm building my empire, stacking my money, and living my best life. My phone is peaceful, my bed is mine alone, my money is mine to spend, and my time is mine to use. I won not because I destroyed her. She did that herself. I won because I chose myself, refused to accept disrespect, and walked away with my dignity intact. To any man reading this who has been betrayed, remember, you don't need her. You don't need closure or to understand why. You just need to leave and never look back. Don't be the guy who forgives and forgets. Be the one who remembers and moves on. Be the one who wins. Update posted 3 hours after the original. Holy shit, this blew up. Just kidding. I know that phrase is overused, but the DMs are wild. Lots of support, some hate, mostly from women saying I went too far, and a surprising number of guys sharing their own stories. To answer some common questions. Q. Don't you feel bad about the public humiliation? A. No. She humiliated herself when she chose to sleep with another man in my home. Q. What about the professor's situation? That was years ago. A. I kept her secrets when she kept my trust. Once that trust was broken, all bets were off. Q. You sound like a sociopath. A. I'm a man who knows his worth and refuses to compromise it. If that makes me a sociopath, so be it. Q. Are you really happy? A. I'm at peace. That's better than happy. Happiness is temporary. Peace is long-lasting. Q. Would you ever take her back? A. I'd rather stick my member in a blender. Q. What if you talk to her first instead of going nuclear? A. Talk about what? Hey babe, why was another man's member inside you? No, some things aren't worth discussing. To the brothers in my DMs going through this, stay strong. It gets better. The pain fades, but the lesson remains. Use it to become stronger. To the women claiming I'm the reason they can't trust men, your projection is evident. I was loyal for 5 years. Amara is the one who couldn't keep her legs closed. And to Amara, since I know you're reading this through your friends' accounts, I meant what I said. You're nothing to me now. Less than nothing. Just a cautionary tale I share at bars. Enjoy Abuja. I hear the weather's nice this time of year. Out. Thank you for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.